Are you ready for this? Okay, we're making history, everybody. Roll camera.
Hey everyone, I'm Zachariah Martindale.
And I'm Brian Davis. We're residents in the Solid community here at the Utah State Correctional Facility in Salt Lake City.
Yes, and 2025 is a critical time in the history of the Utah Department of Corrections. We have executive leadership and staff that appear open to positive change.
Change that ultimately will increase public safety and drive down recidivism permanently.
And so a group of residents here at USCF have raised their hands to show willingness to do hard things in partnership with Utah Department of Corrections to create a new vision for rehabilitation.
That vision for personal change is what we call the bridge, which is a pathway over the gulf of incarceration that promises to make recidivism an exception rather than the rule.
The bridge is a new way of thinking that moves a person from a criminal episode to a person living a life of vision and purpose upon release.
A bridge supported by the twin pillars of education and employment.
Beginning on the first day of incarceration, an individual will begin to cross the bridge of their liberation plan.
The cables supporting their journey to release are literacy testing, high school, college, and therapy. These cables all support the education pillar.
The incarcerated person then passes on to their preparation for employment, the second pillar of the bridge. The cables supporting this part of their liberation journey are social enterprise community partnerships, joint venture opportunities, job and skills training, restitution, interviews to secure jobs on release, and a trust account.
The end of the liberation journey across the bridge is release into the community and a new life of vision and purpose.
We are on the edge of a transformational experience that will help heal generational wounds in our society.
We invite you to watch current examples of change that show the potential for the bridge to transform lives. This is happening at the Utah State Correctional Facility right now.
We are SOLID! SOLID stands for Successful Offenders Learning Individual Development. We stay SOLID! Giving that individual the opportunity to be accountable. The graduation was a reward system, acknowledgement, and recognition for the hard work that individual has done.
Over a year ago, Solid and Bear 2 was just an idea, a vision for something better. I walked into this unit with a mission to create a therapeutic community. Started with 2 sections, has expanded into a full-blown community of 384 people.
This is a peer-led, staff-supported community. Peer-led is each one teach one, where you are wearing the same color clothes as me. I'm wearing the same color clothes as you. I'm no better than you are, and you're no better than I am. I think the prison has finally realized that the way they've been doing things is not working. That takes a lot of humility on their part to know that they had to pivot. Being able to be a peer-led, staff-supported community is big for us, because in all of these other programs or communities, you have therapists or officers running it. You know, yes, we still work closely with the officers, you know, and our collaboration is far more anything that we could have ever imagined. You know, like if you came up to me like 2 to 3 years ago and told me that we're gonna start a peer-led, staff-supported community, I would have thought that you were lying to me. You know, I would have laughed in your face, because that was never an idea. That was never something that the administration or executive office would have ever entertained. But here we are in Solid, talking to each other about these initiatives. I see that empathy level rising within everybody. Everybody's starting to care about each other. Everybody's starting to want to pick each other up when we fall down. And that right there is what the prison officials are seeing. And that is Solid.
For 12 months, you've raised your hand and said, I want something different. And for 12 months, you've built something that is now a model for what change can look like in here. Because SOLID isn't just a program, it is a mindset. It's a commitment to be better today than you were yesterday, incrementally, but significantly. The real success of SOLID isn't just in what we've done, it's in what we keep doing. Keep pushing forward, keep holding each other accountable, and keep proving that change by culture isn't just a motto, it is reality.
Everybody wants to go home. Nobody wants to be here. But we're inch by inch progressing towards the gate to going home. And the way we can do that is by leaning on each other, leaning on the officers, even if it's hard to do. That's what SOLID provides for us.
We are
When we launched into starting My Story Matters, I had a pretty big vision of global transformation, that every human on this planet would have access to the tools and the resources to know that they were the creator of their story, that their story truly mattered, and that they were going to be empowered with the ability to go stand in confidence in that.
I like to believe that things are possible if you believe in it. And I'm all about doing hard work. I love hard work.
One of the things that I admired about Kimberly and her journey was that she was not afraid of the work. She came in hungry with a desire for change and a desperation to figure out how.
I remember praying, I remember asking for help, and I remember things happening in such a way where it was like, okay, well, this is what you asked for. And I spent some time really wondering, like, how am I gonna do this? The how is none of my business. When I finally got to go to my first class, I was in tears by the end of it, and I was empowered, and I was kind of emotional. I was right where I needed to be.
She came back every week hungry to keep trying.
With the choices that I made in the past, you really get these self-limiting beliefs, you know? And this class taught me how to not buy into those thoughts. I found out that I was identifying with an old identity, and I was a failure as a mom.
She stepped into the challenge and she faced her fear, and she consistently shows up using the tools to go through the fears that continually arise instead of avoiding them. There's a desire within all of us of, I need everyone I know to have this kind of hope, this kind of empowerment, this kind of way of living.
I am doing it with family members outside. I have people, my daughter, who I hadn't talked to in almost 12 years, is now back in my life. And I talk to her every week, you know. I send her things. She calls me mom and tells me she's proud of me. And that she loves me. So that's just like, I didn't know that was possible. I've made some serious choices in my life that I'm not proud of. But I believe the choice that I made to come and be part of this will not only change my life, but change many others. And I'm excited to see the impact and the ripple effect and the healing that's going to happen because of it.
I leave here inspired every day that I'm here. We're a catalyst for lasting transformation. And we have built a framework that we know works for every human when they do the work.
I never thought I'd be where I am today, but I know I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And with Captain My Story, it wouldn't have been possible without it.
There is something going on inside a prison that most people are unaware of. There are good men here, and there are good women here. We have some certificate of completions for those who attended 6 or more classes. But one of the things that I admire most about Mr. Simnani is this. He sees people that most people don't see. And he looks for people that most people aren't looking for. And that's really the reason why we're here. And then he's willing to do something about it.
Kindness, we all are born with it. We are all born with it. It's if God has put it in us, distinguish us from animals. And I think that empowerment that you have, that gift that you have, once you put it to work, you're better for it. What is it that all religions have in common? The common denominator is kindness. You can be Christian, you can be Muslim, you can be Buddhist, you can be Jewish, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That is common denominator. Everybody talks about kindness. We are starting something good. You are starting something good. You benefit from it, your family would benefit from it, your society, your community is going to benefit from it. When you are doing something good, doors open and right people show up.
It's a little weird to me that inmates that you would think would be kind of a rough crowd of people would be looking for efforts for kindness. I've heard some of the population in Section 4 talk about it, about giving out kindness cards to each other. Some of them write little notes on it. This one says, for giving grace and laughter for living your dreams. This one doesn't say, and this one right here is saying for being a cool section cop. One of them, it doesn't have a message on it, but it's from Inmate by Uma. English is not his first language, and when he handed it to me, he was like, I really want you to have this, and he's like, thank you for helping me for all that you do, and being kind. One day, for those of you that are eligible, will be released. Eventually, you're going to be my neighbors. You're going to be part of my community. So why would I treat you bad out here and then treat you different out there? You're human, so you should be treated the same. So.
There's One Kind Act a Day, Defy Ventures, the Solid Program, My Story Matters, the University of Utah Prison Education Project. There are a lot of community partners who are here providing resources that the inmates here are taking full advantage of to make these changes and improvements in their life, which is an amazing thing that needs to be told.
Looking for positive acts of kindness and gratitude, it makes you, a better person. It teaches you to appreciate, the things that you don't typically look for and see, I'd say that's what the kindness class has done for me.
We never know what somebody's thinking or going through. So if I just have one kind act, or if I'm just being my authentic self to somebody, I could change their life. They might be having bad thoughts about themselves. They might be about to do something that they shouldn't do. But the simple fact that I'm being genuine and kind and authentic, I done played my part. I done helped somebody.
And in our family, my grandmother being the matriarch of the family, she tried to implant and empower us to learn more and more as much as we could. She promoted a poet called Saadi. It says, Adam's children are limbs of one body, that in creation are made of one gem. When life and time hurt a limb, other limbs will not be at ease. You who are not sad for the suffering of others do not deserve to be called human.
You have now seen 3 powerful examples of personal change taking place in the Utah correctional system. So what is our ask of you watching this?
Please come together with your resources and influence to partner with us in building this bridge to transform lives and heal our Utah families.